ladies, want to know the secret weapon for building strength after 50? And it's not just lifting weights. So the other powerhouse tool in our toolkit for over 50s is flexibility and mobility. Because when we gain good mobility, we move freely and move more easily through a full range of motion around a joint or a number of joints. So many people focus just on flexibility, which really deals with the ability to stretch out and lengthen muscles, particularly when we're feeling tight. But mobility includes so much more than that. It's coordination and stability when standing up, as well as flexibility and strength. So being able to move well when reaching down to pick up our grandchild, or reaching high up on that shelf, or even standing on one leg to tie up a shoelace, mobility is essential, particularly if we want to stay independent. I've had clients with shoulder issues so struggle to get their clothes onto the line because they can't move past here, and others with tight hips who find steps incredibly difficult. Now, this changes within a matter of weeks as we both strengthen and unlock those tight areas. So by becoming more mobile, we do reduce our risk of injury because we activate muscles correctly, and we also support joint alignment. And we can go through the full range of motion then to perform the movement pattern and therefore recruit the muscle fibers more effectively, and thereby generating force. So summing it up, who doesn't want better balance and stability, along with the ability to move our body into different positions without fear of injury? You may ask, how do I improve my mobility? Well, let's first look at static stretching. Now, that's where we hold a position for a period of time, maybe 20 seconds to 2 minutes, where we lengthen the muscle. And then with dynamic stretching, the hold is for maybe 10 to 30 seconds. And this involves controlled movements where we take our muscles and joints through a full range of motion. And that's preparing the body to work out, or even we can do this as part of a stretch at the end of a workout. Now, let's not forget foam rolling is another way to stretch, but just for today, we'll be incorporating both dynamic and static movements into this mobility session. Let's get into it. Now, we won't have a timer on today. We're just going to be going from one movement into the next. So we're just going to be here, just taking arms forward and back. I've got my core just switched on here as I start to move these things. And we're going to take arm circles one way, and arm circles the other way. Lovely, you're going to increase those circles and increase them back. Well done. From here, we're just going to take our arms out to round out those shoulders, and then right back, open up the chest, round out those shoulders, open up the chest. Beautiful. Really round out. You can see that my back's rounded out here, and as I come back, my chest comes up high, rounding out and coming back. Now I'm just going to take a little tilt from my chin in, and I'm just going to start to hinge forward from these hips. Now, as I come forward, I'm then going to start to round out my back, and I'm taking these hands down to wherever they can. I trained one of my clients today, and when he does this, his hands end up about here because he's extremely tight into these hamstrings. So we need to work more on that. But if you can, taking it down, head comes last. Then we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time, rolling up. That head, it will come last. And then coming all the way up and rolling these shoulder blades up by the ears, right back and down, and we're going to go down again. So a little chin tilt, chin tuck, and then rolling down, taking it one vertebra by the other, letting these hands hang down. Now you should be feeling a hamstring stretch down the back of those thighs. If that's too much for you, have a slight bend. So whether you have those legs straight or a slight bend, and then we're going to roll up one vertebra after the other. And again, shoulders right up by the ears, right back and right down. Can we do that one more time before we move on? So coming down, great, taking ourselves a nice flex position. We don't need to keep our back straight here. That's fine to actually flex that spine and bringing ourselves up. Great, taking our hands to the back hips and bringing these hips out and having a lean back. Great. And then from here, we're going to take our hands onto our knees and we're going to just take a shoulder in and then bring the other shoulder in and looking over to the other side. Then bringing that in and then that other shoulder, bring it in. Now we're going to take those legs wide and I'm just going to lean into one leg. So this leg, this straight leg with the toes to the front and my whole sole of the foot is down and you're feeling inner thigh through that straight leg. Lovely, taking it to the other side. Good. And back to the other side. And back across. Well done. You can take those hands towards the floor if you did want, otherwise just holding them on your knee. Great. From here we're going to come into a little squat. So I'm in a little squat and from here I'm going to, if I stand up, from here I'm going to stand up and I'm doing a nice stretch to the back. So trying to reach right back as far as I can. Coming back into that stretch and coming back on that side again. One arm right behind, one arm to the front and taking this into my stretch again. Big rotation to the back. Lovely, let's come back into that squat again with the arms up as high as we can. This time we're going to the other side. One arm behind, one arm to the front. Back into there again. Great. And again. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take that leg to the back. My heel is down. I'm going to reach up here. Then I'm going to take that bottom back and pull up my toes so I can feel a hamstring stretch here. Reaching up, my heel is down. I can feel my upper calf stretch. And then reaching back. Reaching up. And reaching back. I'm just going to stay here for a moment and have a nice stretch out of the back of this thigh, so into my hamstrings. My toes are up, my bum is poked back, long and low. So just staying down low, you should start to feel that hamstring stretch. And then I'm coming back into this reach forward, but I'm just taking my hand on the other knee. Now with that straight leg, I can feel my upper calf stretch. And then from here, just bend that back leg. So you still got the heel in the same place, but just bend that back leg and you should be able to feel that stretch going down into your lower calf. Great. We're going to change the leg, so then we're going to keep that heel at the back, reaching up, reaching back, toes up, bottom back, reaching up, reaching back, and up, and back. Great, let's just stay here for a moment. And then coming back into this leg, but we can have our hands on our other knee. That leg, that back leg is straight, so we're getting an upper calf stretch. And then when we bend that knee, the stretch goes down into the lower calf. Great, let's head down to the floor and we'll continue on with our dynamic stretching down there. I'll see you in a moment. We're going to start with our hips. So I'm going to have my core on while I'm here. Going to be taking up a knee, high as I can, then rotating that hip around and bringing that down and under. So try not to rotate your hips per se, just the knee. And reaching up, take that knee around towards the elbow and down. Now we're going to go the other way this time. So we're going to take that knee forward, out to the side, bring it right around and down. Forward, out to the side and around, and forward, out to the side and around. Let's go on to the other knee. Taking this knee to the back first. So lifting that up, not trying to rotate these hips around, just going to lift that up, bring it round and back. Great. Probably feel that glute on the bum cheek, on the leg that's lifting up. We're doing a lot of work through those glutes. Let's bring it forward this time, up and around, and then forward, out to the side, back and around, and one more. Great. Good. Let's go down to the floor with our hip 90-90 stretch. I've done this before. It's a good one to do. We're just going to take those knees side to side. It's great to have mobility in those hips and be able to move them around. I don't know how many times I've had my grandkids on the floor and I've just played around with them on the floor. So it's great to be able to move these legs side to side. We're just going to be in one position now and coming over that knee, holding this leg down, and the chest is high, so we're not trying to kind of slump down on the floor, kind of keep that chest up high, but just coming over that knee, coming back. We're going to come halfway down that leg, just a slightly different stretch with each one, coming up and then over that foot. Great, so this is a great hip stretch. So opening up those hips, I can feel a nice stretch in my glutes. So let's try that again, holding that chest up high, going over that knee, coming back, halfway down, and coming back and over that foot. Lovely, let's take these knees over to the other side. Great, and from here, holding up that chest high, this leg needs to stay pressed down as much as you can, and we're going over that knee. I don't know about you, but if you're really tight in the glute, so the bottom on this side, you will certainly feel it. Coming up, let's go halfway down this leg. Now, some people may as well make this point. Some people will, I hear, just go to stretching classes because they're so tight. Do you know if you just go to stretching classes, you could be doing yourself a big disservice, because often, and then over the foot, still keeping that leg down, often those tight areas are really weak. They need to be strengthened as well. So don't just think that stretching will deal with all your problems, because you really need to be like incorporating all of these things, but strengthening is huge. Up again, that chest, press that leg down and over that knee we go. I had a knee issue the other day and I felt that I hadn't spent any time strengthening it. So I started to strengthen it, popped some little leg weights on and did some work, and oh, the relief I felt. So it wasn't from stretching, it was from strengthening. But these all work in conjunction together, because as we untighten these tight areas, we can get more range of motion into them. And you know, if we can move better through a movement, so it all plays a part in being able to move well. Let's take ourselves up. We're going to take a big step forward. And from here, my hand on the inside of that foot, I'm just coming forward and feeling the nice stretch into that inner thigh. And then I'm just going to hold that for a moment and coming back with that bottom. Again, we're getting that hamstring stretch. Coming forward again into that. This is one of my favorite ones because it deals with the hip flexors as well. So this front of this back leg, you can feel the hip flexors having a stretch. Bring that bottom back, and one more time coming forward. Well done. Now from here, we can take this foot out to the side. I'm just going to take my toes up, hands in front. I'm rocking forward and back and forward and back. Now, some people have their foot down here. I like my toes up and then sit right back into that. You're kind of trying to sit back and poke that bum back, but also you want your chest up as well. Well, you're taking your chest down towards the floor and then you're trying to sit back at the same time. Hopefully you can feel that stretch in there. I can certainly feel mine. Let's take out the other foot out to the front. We're just going to drop that back hip down to the floor, and hopefully you can feel that hip flexor here, but also an inner thigh stretch here. Let's come back into that. Poke that bottom back. Great. And coming forward again. And take this back. You can hold these. There's no reason after you've already been warmed up and you've done your workout, you don't hold these in a static stretch. You may just want to stay there for a while. This is just showing you how you can make it from a dynamic stretch where we're moving a bit more into a static stretch. And then if you wanted to, you could stay here. You know, stay here for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 minutes. You know, that's all fine. You'll soon know if you've overstretched. When you go to move, you don't want to be working through pain. That's the main thing you don't want to be doing. And then from here, we're going to take this foot out to the side and forward and back. As with anything, we don't want to work through pain ever. So each time we try and come back onto our hands, we just want to sit that bit further back until we sit back into it. So we're going to drop that chest down a bit, sit that bottom back, and you should feel this inner thigh stretch, having a great stretch. Right, and the last one I'll be doing is I'm going to sit back onto my feet. My head is in between my shoulders and I'm dropping my chest down towards the floor. And I'm just going to walk my hands around to one side. And then walking my hands around to the other side. I was going to end there, but let's just do the cat-cow to finish off with. So just from here, we're arching our back up. Our head drops down. We're coming the other way. Head comes up. And arching again. And arching the other way. Great. I hope you enjoyed our mobility session today, remembering that staying mobile and staying flexible can really help us with our everyday moves. If we're locked up, we just can't move the same way. So just stay on top of that and have a play around with it and add other movements if you want in those areas that you're tight. But hope you enjoyed that today. Follow through with it. You can repeat it again. This might be a mobility session that you do 3 to 4 days a week just to stay mobile. But don't forget the strengthening needs to be in there as well, not just flexibility. Have fun with it.